St. John Bosco Vocational Center, founded by the Sisters of Mercy in 1960, provides training in culinary arts, meat cutting, animal husbandry, carpentry, cosmetology, and barbering. It's located in Hatfield, Manchester, Jamaica. It focuses on work-based learning to help students develop practical skills and improve employability. The school operates through private donations as the government sends students but does not provide funding. Many students face economic hardships. At St. John Bosco, we support these boys and girls who are in critical trouble with the law or orphaned and need care. For years, 150 boys were placed here by the court system and lived in a residential housing program. The focus has always been on education, but more than that, it's about skill training because self-sufficiency requires the ability to earn an income. Over time, the decision was made to discontinue the residential housing program, but keep the mission alive through vocational training and expand it to include not just young men, but young women as well. We now focus on trade programs to educate both boys and girls. These programs include the animal husbandry, butchering, catering, cosmetology, and barbering. Currently, we have a capacity of 150 students and are developing more trade programs to attract and equip students with practical skills. We work in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, which places 16 to 18-year-olds with us for 2 years after high school. But while the government sends students our way, they do not provide funding or financial assistance in any way. So we have to rely entirely on private donations and the generosity of others to operate. We need financial help to keep these programs running. Assistance goes towards not only educating the students, but also feeding them one meal a day. And for many, it's the only meal they get. Trade programs have gotten a bad reputation. People think it's for kids who aren't smart. But how can you cook if you can't read a recipe? How can you build if you can't measure? Skills and training matter, and the reality is that when these students leave here, employers don't care about their grades. They care about what they can do. Jamaica faces significant crime and poverty issues. Many Jamaicans live below the poverty line, and many students come from difficult home situations, some living in one single shack for a home. Youth unemployment is a major issue, and without opportunities, many young people turn to crime or end up on the streets. Bosco is a safe haven, a last chance for many of these students to build a future. We had to build a gate around school because we are located in a dangerous area. Safety is critical. Education plays a critical role in reducing vulnerability to crime and sexual violence, particularly for young girls in Jamaica. The country has faced persistently high rates of sexual violence over the years. The prevalence of sexual violence remains an alarming high. Education and vocation training offer a protective shield against these threats. Young girls who have access to structured education and skills training are less likely to be exposed to dangerous environments where sexual violence is more prevalent. Schools like St. John Bosco provide not only an education, but also a safe haven, a place where students are supervised, supported, and equipped with the skills they need to become independent. This reduces the likelihood that they will end up on the streets or in a vulnerable situation. Moreover, education increases economic opportunities, which can prevent young women from being forced into exploitative relationships or in dangerous situations to survive. By offering vocational training in fields like cosmetology and catering, Bosco gives young men and women the tools to build a sustainable livelihood, empowering them to escape the cycle of poverty and abuse. The connection is clear. Investing in education and skills training directly reduces the risk of physical and sexual violence by increasing stability, economic independence, and social protection for vulnerable young boys and girls. We have already seen over 1,200 students graduate from our programs, many of whom have secured stable employment or have started businesses on their own. We recently had some generous donors construct another building on the grounds. This has provided us the means to expand our programs and offer more opportunities for students. However, this has also increased our expenses considerably. The cost to pay the teachers, feed the animals, and meals for the extra students continue to rise. Naturally, we can continue our efforts in making a difference in the lives of so many young men and women, providing the financial support continues from private donors. St. John Bosco isn't just skills. It's about giving young people a chance to break the cycle of poverty and crime. The mission has always been about creating opportunities where none existed before. It's about providing a future for these young men and women. We have interactive classrooms for teaching on manicures, pedicures, massage, and facial treatments to give our students a better hands-on experience. We are focused on developing young men and women who can walk away with a skill they can use to support themselves and the community. This is the last opportunity these marginalized boys and girls will get to learn a skill and serve their community. Please consider supporting us in our efforts. If you would like to make a donation, we can assure you that 100% of your donation will go to the orphanage. For example, the cost to feed the animals for 1 month is $10,000. Would you consider sponsoring 1 month out of the year to feed the animals? Funding for these programs has been challenging at times in the past, so we're looking for more patrons that are willing to support our cause by giving these students a chance for a future. You can make a difference in the lives of these young men and women. Please consider supporting us in our efforts by sponsoring a child or making a donation today.